My name's Greg Thompson from Bayport, New York, and you're watching Wheel Talk New York. You know, when I first started playing hockey, it was in the streets. I was at a good friend's house, Paul Flynn, and we just started messing around with some of the older kids in the block. And a little while after that, you know, I got my first set of skates, pair of skates, and after that I loved the game, and ended up signing up for a league up at Face Off in my hometown Bayport. And from there, I was there every day. I was a rink rat. And I played on multiple teams and multiple divisions as I got a little older, and from there, that's really when I first started traveling. You know, started playing travel hockey in like '94, '95, and I haven't looked back since. So it's been fun. It's been a good ride. Yeah, so like when I first started playing tournaments, it was 10 and under. I was actually 10 and under, playing up to 12 and under, because back then there was no 10 and under. So I was a little guy playing my first tournament against some older kids, and it was for the Long Island Chiefs. And then after that tournament, we actually got cut, Paul Flynn and I. And after that, we tried out with the Face Off Flyers, and from there we went on to go to like many national championships and travel the country playing with the Flyers, and then from there I started playing with the Tour Dragons, and we had a good run, had a lot of good times with those guys, and then guys got a little older, started going in different directions, and that's when I first started playing with the Snipers. And yeah, playing with the Snipers, we started winning a lot of national championships, and doing a ton of traveling and going to a lot of local tournaments and just playing a ton. And then we started playing up in the pro division. We took our lumps in the beginning, and obviously as a young team, most teams do, especially when they're first starting out. But the recent years, I'd say the last 10 years or so, we've been pretty dominant, and we've had some really good teams. So it's been fun, and now I'm the older guy on the team. So it's been a good time. Yeah, so some early guys that when we first started playing pro were guys like Derek Kern, who did play as we got a little older as well, and guys like Sean McGrath and Pete Penicky, and Brian Richard actually played in the early days as well. Guys like Jason Sessa, and then some of the younger guys like myself, and then Tom Bruce started playing, and Pat Canoni. So we had a good mix of guys, George Bravo, Rob Shear, Mike Sanfrani, Ryan Carey. So yeah, we had a good little team, and then as I got a little older, it started getting a little younger, and we have some real studs and some NHL, AHL professional talent on our team now. So it's been pretty cool. After high school, I transitioned to college, and I actually went a year locally at a university called Dowling. From there, I really knew what I wanted to do, and I wanted to go to Lindenwood University out in St. Louis, Missouri. And just from going to tournaments and stuff, I knew a lot of guys going there, and I got recruited by Derek Schaub and Ron Bielstein. So I'd see Ron a lot at the tournaments, and it's pretty funny. My first year at Lindenwood, Ron was Ron's first year as well. So he's been there since, but I was actually his first graduating class. So that was pretty cool. And guys like Tom Bruce, and local guys like Tom Bruce, Mike Brown, and then guys like John McGinnis and Joe D'Amico, and now Delamorte, and who else is there? Nick Berger. They're all there now too, so just kind of following the Long Island tradition, which is pretty cool to see. While I was at Lindenwood, my first year, actually a guy named Billy Mazinski, he was there before I was, so he was actually the first true Long Islander there, and he was an old school guy who was very good growing up, and then he ended up leaving, and a guy by the name of Michael Enright ended up being my roommate for the first year, so that was pretty cool to see. He was a little older at the time. He was roughly like 28 or so, in college, in my dorm room. So we had some good times and some good laughs. So it was cool having, an older figure as a roommate, and my mom loved it as well because, Mike was very mature and a little older and experienced in life. So I think my mom really loved having like a babysitter for me, So that was pretty cool, spending those memories with Mike. Yeah, so from college, I started going over to Europe, playing overseas. At first, I played in Italy for the Asiago Vipers, and we won a European Championships in 2007, and it was pretty cool because CJ Yoder and Brian Yingling, two roller hockey legends, were on the team, and they invited me to come over with them, so that was pretty cool. And to play with a guy like CJ, at an early age was an honor, So that was a pretty cool experience. And from there, I ended up moving to Barcelona and playing for the Rubi CentPatins in Barcelona. So that was an unbelievable experience as well, living in Barcelona. While I was playing there, we ended up winning the Confederation Cup, which is the European Championship. And Long Islander and good friend of mine, Johnny Mack, actually came out and played with me for that tournament. So that was awesome having him, there as well. So had some great times in Europe, traveling all over there and playing with some really good competition, and making it my full-time job out there. So that was awesome. Yeah, so I guess I was one of the first to live out in Europe and play from the States. From there, I think a lot of the younger kids started seeing that, and guys like, Ethan Chavera and Junior Cadiz, PJ DiMartino and Fox and Cavalla and Sigmund, all those guys ended up, and obviously there's many more as well. I just can't think of them off the top of my head, but a lot of the American kids go over there, and not even American, I would guess North American as well, because some Canadians go too, but are over there playing, recent and current. So it's pretty cool to see. Too bad there wasn't a true pro roller hockey league that pays, for the guys to just stay home. But it's an awesome experience for them either way, so it's awesome. Yeah, so in 2005, I was actually invited to my first ever Team USA camp. So that was a pretty cool experience and surreal. I was a young guy at the time, and that year in 2005, the tryout camp was in actually San Diego at the Olympic Training Center. So it was awesome to be there and train with a lot of the Olympians in other sports. So we were there for a little while for training camp, and as one of the younger players, I was a little, I was nervous, but also at the same time grateful and excited to be there. So, if I got cut, it is what it is, but I actually ended up making the team. And from there, we actually went on to the World Championships in France. And then we ended up going to the World Games in Germany, and we won both of them. So my first year playing on Team USA was pretty surreal, and playing with some legends in the sport. So I learned a lot from that experience, and after that first experience playing with Team USA, wearing that jersey, I played like 12 straight years after that, so that was pretty cool. Over the years, I had so many cool experiences and visited so many different cities and countries, and I met some lifetime friends from there, and experiences I would never want to forget. So I've actually been working for State Wars since the beginning, 2005. I was always a tournament director and helped behind the scenes and whatnot, and ran tryouts. And then from there, I would say 2009 or so, I think that's right, I ended up going full-time with State Wars, and it's become the biggest roller hockey tournament in the world. We have teams from all over the world coming, all different ages, states, and countries. We've grown tremendously over the years, and it's just been so exciting to be a part of something this big. My boss, Tim McManus, works his tail off, and just goes to show you, a little hard work, you become the biggest with a little hard work, so it's pretty cool. over the years, I was so grateful to play on Team USA. Winning a lot of world championships and experience some really cool stuff. But now, as assistant coach, it's pretty cool. It's different. As a coach, you just go into games so much more different. Your preparation's a lot more different, and just your mindset. It's just crazy. Just a couple of years ago, I was playing on the team, and now I'm an assistant coach. But it's pretty cool to still be involved. I'm very fortunate for that. Last year was the first experience of mine behind the bench with Tim, and it was awesome. Taking home World Championship in Barcelona with some really good teams, and obviously our team stepped up and brought home the gold for USA, which was awesome because that team hasn't won in a couple of years. So to win one, and bring one back, it really meant a lot. Yeah, so after we won against Czech in the finals, a lot of the guys, they were celebrating, and some guys might have taken their clothes off and went skinny dipping in the Mediterranean with the medals and trophy. But yeah, I didn't have anything to do with that. I didn't see it. Obviously, as a coach, I gotta kind of look the other way, and Tim and I did our own thing with Dave Reski, our equipment manager. But the guys enjoyed themselves, and rightfully so, right? World champions. Yeah, obviously I'm still playing, so I do have a couple of rituals I do. Nothing too crazy, but I always get dressed the same way, usually left to right. And I usually like a hot shower before a game. But other than that, just try to eat a little while. I'd say a couple hours beforehand. Yeah, that's really it. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, I put my stuff on left to right. Playing wise, just winning world championships a bunch of times. That's been awesome, and honored to be, captain of the USA team. That's been, that was a dream of mine since I was a little kid. So, to actually wear that C on the sweater was pretty cool. Awesome experience. But yeah, winning, world championships and world games. The world games was a sick time. It's the biggest in the sport, and it's kind of like mini Olympics. And winning our first pro tournament with the Snipers, that was definitely up there. And and winning a IHF tournament in Germany, that was pretty awesome too. That's pretty up there. But going to college at Lindenwood and winning 4 national championships there, there's so many to choose from. I just can't put my eye on one. There's too many. So something that's really stuck with me, which really pushed me, was just going up to the rink every day as a rink rat and just seeing the older guys going to tournaments and winning and being successful. And I always wanted that success. And from my first tournament at Todd's rink in Voorhees, going there and just seeing the talent, and that just pushed me to want to be better and play the game. And obviously from there I just kind of pushed myself and just wanted to be better. And that was really just kind of something that sticks out to me, just kind of growing up and seeing the older guys, winning tournaments. And of course, with the good, there's some bad, being captain of the USA team, you're expected to win and expected to lead a team that's, supposed to win these world championships. And, a couple times we came up short. I put that on me, for sure. It's a lot of pressure, so I definitely look back at some of those world championships that we did lose, and I do kind of put the blame on myself. But also, losing a couple championship games, at Norwich or State Wars. There was one back at Norwich, our first year that we made the championship. We blew one to the Mudcats, and that's a thorn in my side, that's for sure. And after that, we actually won the year after. But at that time, you you just don't know if you'll ever get back into like a pro championship game, and it's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow, and fortunately after that we've won numerous championships, so that really pushed our team to get better and win. Playing hockey, just really sets up your work ethic, right? I think that's life in general. Just working hard and just wanting to be better, not only as a player but as a person. I think that really pushed me over the years to really be a better person and work hard at my job. I just think that, obviously losing and winning, all that stuff, is kind of in the back of your head. But I just think everything combined really just makes you a better person and makes you work harder just in life in general. Over the years, you have lots of wins, lots of losses. So I think that really balances you as a person, and really just makes you work hard and just think about the good times and the bad times. You never want that sore feeling of a loss or doing bad in something. So winning and being accomplished just really, it stays in the back of my mind.